So what's our chapter today?
Matthew chapter 11.
Great, Eliana. And our verses?
Verses 1 through 19.
Perfect. Let's get started.
Now it came to pass, when Jesus finished commanding his 12 disciples, that he departed from there to teach and to preach in their cities. And when John had heard in prison about the works of Christ, he sent 2 of his disciples and said to him, "Are you the coming one, or do we look for another?" Jesus answered and said to them, "Go and tell John the things which you hear and see. The blind see and the lame walk. The lepers are cleansed and the deaf hear. The dead are raised up and the poor have the gospel preached to them. And blessed is he who is not offended because of me." As they departed, Jesus began to say to the multitudes concerning John, "What did you go out into the wilderness to see? A reed shaking by the wind? But what did you go out to see? A man clothed in soft garments? Indeed, those who wear soft clothing are in kings' houses. But what did you go out to see? A prophet? Yes, I say to you, and more than a prophet. For this is he of whom it is written, 'Behold, I send my messenger before your face, who will prepare your way before you.' Assuredly I say to you, among those born of woman, there has not risen one greater than John the Baptist, but he who is least in the kingdom of heaven is greater than he. And from the days of John the Baptist until now, the kingdom of heaven suffers violence, and the violent take it by force. For all the prophets and the law prophesied until John. And if you are willing to receive it, he is Elijah who is to come. He who has ears to hear, let him hear. But to what shall I liken this generation? It is like children sitting in the marketplaces and calling to their companions and saying, 'We played flute for you, and you did not dance. We mourned to you, and you did not lament.' For John came neither eating nor drinking, and they say he has a demon. The Son of Man came eating and drinking, and they say, 'Look, a glutton and a wine-bibber, a friend of tax collectors and sinners,' but wisdom is justified by her children."
Thanks for reading, Eliana. Beautiful. Have you ever been bored? There was just nothing to do, right? Well, lots of times when we're bored, there are things we can do, but we just don't want to make the decision to do them. We just sit and say we're bored. Jesus is saying that the adults who were listening to his teaching were acting that way too. They heard Jesus speak, but they just didn't want to make a decision about whether they believed him or not. Sometimes people are not satisfied because they choose not to be satisfied. They choose to be bored. Jesus wanted the people to choose to follow him and then do it. Follow his example, not just think about it. So thanks, Eliana, for reading today. I'm Father Alexis. And remember, Christ is in our midst.
He is and ever shall be.